Making peri peri chicken is as simple as making a sauce. Hi friends, I'm Chef Wainaina. Welcome back to my channel. Peri peri chicken is one of the most popular to-go dishes, popularized by Nando's. Peri peri was first introduced to the African coast, the southwest coast, the South African, and the east coast by the Portuguese, en route to their Far East trading excursions. Pili Pili or Peri Peri, depending on where you're coming from, is a very popular to-go dish. Today, it's all about peri peri chicken. The secret to the peri peri chicken flavors comes from the African bird chilies, which gives it its uniqueness, the heat and the flavor. The addition of garlic, the onions, the red peppers, the spices in it, vinegar and the oils gives it its uniqueness. To start my peri peri, I'm going to start by prepping the ingredients to make the marinade, which is also the sauce for the dish that gives it its unique elements. So what I'm going to do with these ones, I'm going to nib these stems here and then just add them to my food processor. Pull them over here. You can definitely cut off with a knife. Awesome, so our chilies are done. We are going to start building the sauce in here. I'm going to add, so these are small enough, I don't need to chop this. So I have here some New Mexico chilies that I got from my grocery store. So they come dry, so all I did is to rehydrate them. So I put them in hot water and they are rehydrated. So this one, they are smoky. So they are going to add an element of smokiness and sweetness to the peri peri. I'm going to reserve some of this liquid. We are going to use it also. So this, I'll just pick them and straight onto the processor, just as they are also. I don't need to chop them. I'm going to add just a little bit of this water, just like that much. I have one red onion here. Just roughly chop it. Add it into the processor. I have about 12 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to add them whole to the processor. Garlic is a very key element to the peri peri sauce. It's very garlicky, it's very hot, nice balances to it. I have 2 bell peppers here. Just roughly chop them. This goes into the machine. I have 1 small bunch of cilantro here. I'm going to roughly chop this. This also goes into the machine. It has a lot of things that goes into this sauce, but this is what makes peri peri and a lot of sauces, African sauces, are just so different from the other hot sauces. It's because of what goes in there. A lot of different things. A small knob of ginger here, I'll peel it and then roughly chop it, add it. This is like a teaspoon of ginger. Ginger is very good for you. So this goes in. The next thing that goes in here is oregano. Oregano is a standard to peri peri. It adds a very nice woodsy flavor to it. I'm going to add in some sprigs of thyme here, fresh thyme. You can use dry oregano also. You can use dry if you don't have the fresh ones, but they make a difference. Just pull this. Awesome. I don't even need to chop this. So into the processor, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup red wine vinegar, 1/2 cup of olive and vegetable oil blend. I'm going to add a heaping tablespoonful of smoked paprika. This adds more smokiness to it. This is my addition to it. This is cumin, coriander and fennel spice mix. Bumping the heat of the sauce, adding a heaping tablespoonful of chili powder, a good amount of salt, and pepper to taste. I'm going to cover this and process it. I'll start slowly. I will turn it off, and then I'm going to turn it using my spatula. I'm going to get my spatula here, bring it together, and then give it a couple more bars. So this is the secret right here. Just to lighten it a little bit, I'm going to add, this is the water that we dehydrated the dried peppers with. I'll just add a little bit. Give it a turn. Look at that, those beautiful colors. So the peppers, the paprikas, they give this nice, beautiful, earthy color here. So give it a taste. Might be very hot. So it's right there. So the marinade part is done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this container here, my trusted deli containers. Very useful to have in the kitchen. So I'm going to take this. This will be the marinade for our chicken. So for the sauce to serve with our chicken, once it's done, I'm going to have a good amount of this. I'm going to add it here. This is like 2 cups of this. So this goes onto my stove, and I'm going to cook this for about 20 minutes just to bring it together, and this will be the sauce I will use to serve the chicken with. To pack it into my deli containers, and then I'm going to reserve this. These stores are very well. You can freeze it, you can put it in the fridge, and then use it as you go. So I'm going to add this here. This is a good sauce also. You can make a big batch, share it with friends, the ones who like heat. I made this, some weeks ago. I made some chicken for some of my friends, and they're still talking about it. Nice, hot, very flavorful. Just cover it. One of the things I like to do whenever I store away, I like to date them. So I always have labels. I put labels, and then I put them in the freezer. That way you know when you made it, and then you can always keep an eye on them. So let this sauce simmer slowly. So for our chicken, I have a 4-pound here, whole chicken. I'm going to open the bag here. So this usually comes with the gizzards and everything. So I'm going to save those. Usually good for stocks. Move this plate aside. I'm going to take a paper towel, pat it dry. So I'm going to spatchcock this chicken, or flatten it so that it cooks nice and easy. So to do that, I'm going to put it on its back up. I have some kitchen scissors here. So what I want to do, I want to remove the backbone here. So I'm going to come from back here. So you can definitely, this is not necessary. This is a step. You can use the back. But for this recipe, I'm going to take out the back. I usually use it to make my stocks. So go one side of it, and then I'll come on the other side. You can also use a knife to do this step. Awesome. I'll put this aside, and then what I do here, just cut it slightly. And then I lay it flat on its back, press it, the chicken just nicely spreads. So the other thing I can do here, I'll take out the wing tips because they just burn when you're in the process of cooking. What I can also do here is take some of this extra fat here. Those we don't need, just trash them. I have a bowl here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put our chicken in here. Then I'm going to spoon some of this marinade here and then massage the chicken throughout. So if you have a very sensitive skin, you can definitely, put on gloves. This step too, the marinating, even better done overnight. So I'm going to do this just for the purpose of showing this. But if you want to enjoy have the best experience of this, have it marinate overnight or at least 3 hours in the fridge. Marinate the chicken, put it back in the fridge, let it rest. So I'm going to set my oven on broiler setting. This one you can also do on the grill. It's very good on the grill. Look at that, very beautiful. So I'll have this sit about 15 minutes while my oven heats up. Wash my hands. While the chicken was marinating, I started heating a cast iron skillet here, a nice size. So we want to give our chicken a nice char. I'm going to lay this chicken on the skillet and remember to season it, add salt and pepper. So awesome, so that's what you want. Once you get that, just want to turn it and that's it. Turn the heat off, the whole pan into your very hot oven. About 25 minutes, 450 degrees, it's done. So halfway through the cooking, you want to take out the chicken, baste it with more of your marinade, and then let it continue cooking. So it's been about 20 minutes. I'll check if the chicken is done here. 2 ways you can use the thermometer. You want to make sure that the chicken heats around 165, or poke it with a knife. If the juices run clear, it's done. Awesome, nice and clear juices coming out. So this is good. So this is our cooked sauce. So this is ready to serve. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spread some of this sauce. Away from the camera, I took my immersion blender and just smoothened it just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rub the chicken with it. Just nicely glaze it, just to finish it. Nice clean brush. Awesome. So I'm going to lift my beautifully done chicken from my skillet and onto the board. There you have it. Beautiful chicken peri peri. So to finish this beautiful chicken here, I'm going to cut through here. Come here with my knife. I know somebody who is salivating when they see this. Love you, Shiko. This is boom. Yeah, that's my daughter. She loves chicken. Can cut this in half too. The other one half. And you have that nice beautiful pieces there. So this, sprinkle some lemon juice here. Serve with some lemon wedges. Our beautiful peri peri chicken is all done right here. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. Nice drumstick. Give it a nice bite. This is good. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this is a recipe that you can try. You are going to enjoy this one. Enjoy the kick, enjoy the spices in it. It's very delicious. That's what makes it very popular. If it's your first time on this channel today, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I will see you next week.